Hey guys, I'm Katherine McNamara from Shadowhunters, and I am here at 17 playing the emoji game. I have such an amalgamation of emotions right now. My most awkward date was arguably my fault for making it awkward. I'm with this guy, we're on a date, it's our first date, and so I'm like, hey. And he was really cool, really funny, and super sweet. But he took me to this amazing dinner, and I ate arguably too much food. So I was a little sleepy. We'll use this as sleepy because sunglasses covering the eyes. So then we went to a movie really late, and I fell asleep in the movie. And then also fell asleep in the car on the way home. Not my finest moment. But it's cool, because we're still friends and we still go see movies. My first kiss was really awkward. I'm gonna turn this one upside down because I was young, I was little, mentally very much a kid, but I was 14 or 15, I think. It was New Year's Eve. Aww. And it was at midnight, and it was so fun, but you know how you have this like thought in your head that your first kiss is just gonna be like the most magical moment? It's kind of like, oh, okay, we kissed, cool. But so my biggest red carpet fail, I was rushing to get to this event. I jumped out of the car and the whole back of my dress ripped. The zipper just completely broke. So my first reaction was this. I didn't quite cry, but I wanted to. And then, what am I gonna do? Gotta figure this out. So then I drove to a nearby, I think it was a CVS or something, and I was like, all right, I got a plan. We're gonna figure this out. So I bought an embroidery needle and some big black thread, because that's all they had. I stitched up the back of my dress. This thing is not gonna beat me. And then ran back to the party. And now I laugh about it. As much as I have been trained to be a badass because of Shadowhunters, I'm still, surprisingly, super clumsy. And I trip all the time. So I think the most embarrassing thing I've probably done in front of a crush is trip multiple times. In fact, I had one count the number of times I tripped when we were taking a walk. So the most embarrassing moment happened. We were shooting this scene, and I didn't realize how slick the floors were in the Institute, because sometimes in our Institute set, the floors are glass and they're all lit from underneath. They're very slick. We also have this whole staircase in it. Everything's glass. It's super slippery. And we always have these scenes where we're on mission and we're walking and we're supposed to be, you know, super badass. So I'm pretty used to walking on slick floors. This is the second episode of Shadowhunters ever. We were shooting this nightclub, this long, narrow nightclub. I had to walk down, flanked by Matt and Dom. We had to try and look all cool. We're like, all right, we got this. We're gonna be just fine. So I turned the corner. I'm like, yeah, I'm walking. I'm in these 8-inch stiletto boots, but I got it. And then suddenly, as I turn the corner, I feel my foot go out from underneath me. And next thing I know, I'm on the ground. And everybody's laughing, including myself. But you know, I'm trying to make a good impression on these people. It's right at the beginning, and I'm already on the floor. But that's okay, because it made us laugh, and that brought us closer. So my most embarrassing audition moment happened during one of my last auditions for Shadowhunters. I was so excited because I knew I was so close and I was super motivated. I really, really wanted to get this part. Somewhere between these two. Kind of get stars in your eyes, you also kind of fall in love with the character. It's pretty fantastic. And I had this scene where at the end of the scene I had to walk away, like turn and walk away. And so I'm in my audition and there's a whole panel of people and I'm, you know, trying to do my job. I'm excited, but I'm also kind of sweating internally, but I'm trying to keep it cool. This is outside, this is inside, you know, that whole thing. So I finish the scene, and I feel like I've done a good job, and I turn around, and I walk away. I didn't realize how close I was to the wall, and I walked into the wall, in front of everybody. But you know, I made a choice and I was committed. But for a minute there, I just kind of turned around and was like, funniest moment on the set of The Fosters. So my character had very bohemian style, wore a lot of rings, and we were shooting in this sort of summer camp set, so it was a lot of like slatted wood and decks and old cabins and stuff. And I was messing with one of my rings in between takes, kind of thinking about a note I'd been given, and it flew off my finger, and I thought it had gone down into the thing. I watched it roll, and I tried to chase it, and it was about the same color, and of course that I'm on the ground scrambling, and my first thought was, oh no. What did I just do? I just lost a ring. Now continuity is gonna be off. Now I've lost their jewelry, oh boy. So then I was determined to figure this out and I'm looking all over the place and I'm going, I don't see it, I don't see it. But then I found it, but on the ground. I went, yes! There are times, most times, where I just need to, despite everything that I think I may know, bite the bullet and just listen to my mother, because she knows, she knows. So I was doing this show and I was wearing this apron, I had an apple in my pocket, and the stage was raked, so that's when the stage is tilted like this, so the audience is down here and you're performing on this slanted stage. My mom had mentioned to me, she's like, you know, you should probably think about getting that pocket sewn a little tighter in case the apple falls out, because you don't want to have to go chasing it down the stage. I said, Mom, I'm fine, it's okay, I'm cool. I've done this a million times, it's never happened in rehearsal, it's not gonna happen in the show tonight. I should have known better. Because sure enough, in that performance that night, I'm jumping around on stage dancing, and out comes the apple, rolls all the way down to stage, and I go, Mom was right. I go chasing it down the stage, almost in the orchestra pit, and then I go. But, as much as I want to roll my eyes, my mom is usually right. So when I was a kid, I loved to dress up for big things, whether it was first day of school or picture day or anything like that. And I thought I had the greatest sense of fashion. But I recently found an old school picture that I probably should have taken a second thought. I was very coordinated. I had a bubblegum pink plaid skirt, a bubblegum pink sweater Argyle sweater vest. Pretty sure I wore a pink polo underneath it, pink knee-high socks, and sneakers with pink ribbon shoelaces. I mean, I was dressed, and I loved it. Looking back on it now, I wouldn't make those choices today. Social media is wrought with embarrassing moments for me. One of which was actually when I hadn't had a Twitter for very long. So I was about to work with my friend Joel in a movie. I hadn't met him yet except with the audition. We're great friends now, thank goodness. But almost not, because he had a movie in theaters. And so I went to go see his movie because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna work with this kid I really wanna see, because I was excited. I thought it might be cool. I laughed and I cried and it was great. But then I tweeted after, because I didn't have his number. I'm like, oh, I need to tweet this guy. So I tweet, I'm like, hey Joel, just saw your movie. Of course, it was amazing. And somehow it auto-corrected to, of course, I was amazing. And I tweeted it, and I didn't realize for almost a half an hour. And you know with Twitter, once it's out there, no matter what you do. But then I quickly changed it and apologized and, said how embarrassed and absolutely horrified I was. I can't find that emoji right now, but it was. It's over on the table. But he was cool about it. And he's like, don't worry about it. I laughed. And we were good. Okay, guys, we made it through. Thank you so much for joining me and watching this emoji challenge. Be sure to subscribe to 17 below.